Are you disappointed by Skull and Bones and counting the days till the remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag? Then Windrose might be exactly what you've been waiting for.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her. The ship did green and none went by, and it's time for us to leave her.
There has been a demo live on Steam since this week, and I've put it through its paces. What I've found is a survival adventure set in an alternative age of piracy that blends the classic build, craft, survive formula with weighty melee combat, naval warfare and seamless exploration between land and sea. But let's start at the beginning, where you can make your own character. Choose your body shape, head, hair, tattoos and more. The options are pretty in-depth. The entire experience is playable solo, offline or in co-op with up to 4 players. You can host your own world or connect to one of your friends. Characters have persistent progression across different procedurally generated worlds. That means you can bring your own character with its XP and progression to different worlds or servers. Now let's get this story started. So, now we have seen the intro for the story, let's get a more in-depth look at the different gameplay features, like survival elements, building, ships, land combat and of course naval combat. Let's start with survival elements. Windrose delivers the fundamentals you would expect from a survival game. You need to keep your stomach full, because hunger directly impacts your stamina. Let your hunger drop too low and you will definitely feel it during combat with your stamina or during exploration or resource gathering. In the demo I was able to gather crops like peppers, potatoes and bananas, as well as hunt animals for meat. And as a true Dutchman, I have to admit, seeing a dodo casually running around definitely awakened ancestral DNA in me. Everything you gather can be cooked into proper meals. These meals don't just restore hunger, they also grant temporary buffs, such as increased health or stamina. So cooking isn't just a necessity, it's preparation. Building is easily my favorite part of any survival game. It's the closest I will ever get to being an architect I never became. Even in a demo, Windrose already offers a substantial catalog of building pieces. You start with basic structures, but your options expand as you discover new resources or find blueprint books. These unlock additional walls, floors, windows, decorative pieces and more. The progression feels natural. Start small, explore, unlock, improve. It gives you a real incentive to get out into the world and search for materials. You are a pirate captain, and a pirate captain without a ship is just someone standing on the beach with ambition. You begin with a small simple boat with a single sail. Nothing impressive, just enough to travel between islands and progress through the main quest. After surviving an attack on your ship, you are separated from your crew, who are captured. Your objective becomes clear: salvage wreckage from the shore, rebuild a proper ship, rescue your crew from Blackbeard and strike back. But before retaliation comes preparation. To wage war, your ship needs cannons. To craft cannons, you need the right production setup. And to mount them properly, you need to construct a wharf. It's a layered system to tie survival, crafting and naval power together. Once fully equipped, you can finally confront one of Blackbeard's ships. If you have played Skull and Bones or Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the naval combat system will feel immediately familiar. My ship had 2 cannons at the front and 2 on each side. Holding the right mouse button pushes you into the aiming mode, and left click fires a full broadside from the side of the ship. You can also choose between 2 types of ammunition. Standard rounds deal maximum hull damage, while alternative ammo primarily targets sails, slowing the enemy down and giving you a tactical advantage. The larger ship feels heavy and powerful in a satisfying way. Steering strikes a balance between arcade-style responsiveness and simulation weight. The bigger ship feels excellent to handle. The smaller starter boat, however, can feel a bit too light at times. When sailing through larger waves, it occasionally skips across them like a speedboat, even catching brief airtime. It's not game-breaking, but it does feel slightly less grounded compared to the larger vessel. When you step off your ship and onto solid ground, Windrose shifts into a more direct close-quarters combat experience. You have access to a variety of melee weapons. One-handed swords allow for quick slashes and thrusting attacks, while heavier two-handed weapons create speed for raw damage and impact. On top of that, you can also use firearms, giving you ranged options when closing the distance isn't ideal. But of course, since this is a survival game, you need to craft your own bullets and gunpowder. Although crafting gunpowder isn't available in the demo, or I missed it completely, you can find it on enemies or in discovered landmark. With melee weapons, you have 3 core actions: a standard attack, a heavy attack and a block. The standard attack is fast and reliable for applying steady pressure. Heavy attacks are slower but deals more damage, making them ideal for punishing openings. Blocking and dodging is essential, especially against stronger enemies who hit hard. Enemy AI in a demo isn't particularly advanced. Their attack patterns are predictable, and once you have fought a specific enemy type a few times, you can read their movements quite easily. They tend to repeat the same attack sequences, which makes countering them more about timing than improvisation. That said, they are far from harmless. Enemies deal substantial damage, and in a demo I could be killed in just 2 or 3 hits, if I wasn't careful. So even though their behavior is readable, mistakes are punished quickly. Combat rewards patience and observation. Learn a pattern, wait for the opening, strike and don't get greedy. To improve combat strength, stamina and health, there are stats you can increase. Points to increase these stats can be gathered by earning XP. There is also a talent tree. Points can be used to even further enhance stats, critical hit damage and health recovery. From what I've played so far, Windrose feels like a survival sandbox built specifically for players who missed the golden age of pirate games. It doesn't try to be a pure naval simulator, it doesn't abandon survival roots either. Instead, it merges both systems into something that feels cohesive. Build your base, rebuild your ship, gather your crew, and dominate the seas. If the full release expands on what is in this demo, Windrose could end up being a pirate survival experience a lot of players have been waiting for. The demo of Windrose can be downloaded on Steam. The release date for the full game is not yet announced.